The grain on bent grass will always follow the flow of water. It grows downhill. Now, you could have a 30 or 40-foot putt and the grain actually goes 2 to 3 different directions. You don't have to be concerned with that. Not like Bermuda grass. Bermuda has a very, very stiff blade. Bent, that blade is very, very soft. To be a good putter, though, you must be able to read greens. And this is what we have on this table here, the types of grass that you're going to putt on around this country today. And let me show you what to expect when you get on this type of grass here. Now, as you can see, the first slab of grass that we have is what we call Bermuda grass. It's a 328, and it's from the Bermuda family. Now, there's a 328, there's a 419, there's a dwarf tiff, but it's still Bermuda grass. Now, this is like having roses in your backyard. You may have different types, but a rose is a rose. Now, the thing about Bermuda grass, you will find this here in the desert. You'll find it in all the southern states. You'll find it in Arizona, and New Mexico, Texas, the Gulf states, and Florida. Once you get north of the Dixie line, you're not going to find this type of grass. Now, this grass has a tremendous amount of grain in it. Always remember that the grain on Bermuda grass will grow towards the setting sun. It'll go west. So if you're playing Bermuda grass, find out where west is at, because that's where the ball is going to break. As you can see, the grain on this grass is going that way. To take this ball, it's a very slow grass. You have to tilt this quite a bit to make this ball roll. Now, if you turned it around the other side, you almost have to tilt this ball down, or this grass down, much more before it gets to roll, because it's going against the grain. This is what we call a Bermuda grass. Remember, the grain will always go west, so you have to respect that. This particular one that we have here is dormant Bermuda. So if you're playing a golf course with grass this color, you better get another membership, because you're going broke. Believe me, you shouldn't be putting on this. Believe me, this will go dormant about the first frost. What we do is we overseed, which is this grass that we have here, which is 328, except it has been overseeded with a ryegrass. They put this on, and this baby comes out in about 7 to 8 days, and you'll end up with what we call a ryegrass. Ryegrass grows straight up. That's why the ball will fishtail on you. When you hit this putt, that ball will fishtail on you a little bit. You've got to be very firm with this putt. You don't have to play nearly as much break. Now, you have to really lean this to get that ball to roll off this piece of grass, because it's very, very slow. Right here. This is what we call an overseed. Now, this is bent grass. This is the most common. Where are you going to find this? You're going to find it in the north. You're going to find it in the northeast. Well, you'll find some greens in Florida, in Texas, Arizona, and here in the desert with this. Bent grass is very fast. The blade is very soft. Not a lot of grain on this particular green. Watch this ball. I just barely have to tilt bent grass to get this ball to roll down. It does have a grain, but the grain is very soft. The blades of the grass are very soft, so you don't have to really play that much grain. Now, grain on bent doesn't grow towards the setting sun. Grain will follow the flow of water. It'll grow downhill. So you could have a 30-foot putt on bent grass and actually have the grain going 2 to 3 different directions. Yeah. Any questions with the grasses, Doc?
Would you mind repeating again how you determine the grain on bent grass? We all have trouble with the grain on bent grass.
Doc, as I mentioned a moment ago, the grain on bent grass will always follow the flow of water. It grows downhill. Now, you could have a 30 or 40-foot putt and the grain actually goes 2 to 3 different directions. You don't have to be concerned with that. Not like Bermuda grass. Bermuda has a very, very stiff blade. Bent, that blade is very, very soft. So don't concern yourself with it. Any other questions?
Is it true that the light of the green, different colors of the light of the green makes a difference?
What was that?
Is it true that the light of the greens will tell you about the green or which way the green is going to go?
Yes, it is true. But the problem with that is you can't, if the sun is out. Yes, if you're looking at the green and you're looking out over the green and all of a sudden you see the green very glassy, then chances are you're going down grain because you're looking at the top of the blade of the grass. Now, if you walk on the other side and look back into that grain, it'll have a different color to it. It'll be dark, which means you're going against the grain. But you don't have to really be that concerned with this grass. If you're, like I said, if you're putting 328, all you have to do is find out where west is, and you know you're going to be down grain or cross grain. But bent grass, look at the contour of the green, because if you're going downhill, you're going to be with the grain. If you're going uphill, you're going to be against the grain.